Hello everybody! Welcome to a new episode of Trusteft's Retro Weekend Quickie. This time we have the 1988 game SportTime Indoor Sports for the Atari ST. The game had releases for other systems of the time, but I have only played this one. I remember acquiring a copy of this game sometime in '88 and enjoying it quite a lot. The game is a collection of 4 games: bowling, darts, air hockey and ping pong. They are not all created equally, so let's have a look at them. You can play any of them in any order, or just avoid playing some. You start the game with entering players' names, which you can erase and redo later. The first game is bowling. You have the option for single player with AI opponent, single player without any opponent, 2-player mode, or even a demo of the game. You pick if you are going to play 1 game, 2 or 3 in sequence. Also you choose the difficulty of the AI. Something which I haven't seen anywhere else is you can pick the weight of the ball and how slick the alley is. 1988. When it is your turn, you play in 3 steps. First, you move your character exactly where you want him to be on the alley. Then, with the fire button, you decide the direction you are throwing the ball. Lastly, when you are about to throw the ball, you press and hold the fire button to make sure that the ball is going to go where you want it, and that you don't fall down. Nothing too complicated, even though it is still probably the most complicated game of them all. It can take a while to get used to the controls, especially the release of the ball, but nothing too bad. It took me about 3 failed attempts to remember the controls. The graphics are quite good for 1988, and the animation in particular is top notch. The character moving and releasing the ball looks great, and definitely reminds me of Prince of Persia's superb animation, only at least a year earlier. Your avatar changes depending on the outcome of the throw, with some limited but still appreciated animation. 5 years before Doom and 3 years before Wolfenstein 3D. Different players have different color clothing, so that's nice too. The few sound effects are good quality digitized effects, the difficulty is at the right amount, and it is a game worth playing alone or with opponents. The second game in the compilation, and also a good one, is darts. In the options you have the same number of player options and game difficulty as in the bowling game. There is also an overall game speed setting if you are in a hurry. You can also pick game length in points, and you can even have them different for each player depending perhaps on their skill. Double on and off is an extra per player setting, which I never changed. As with bowling, the game is played in 3 steps. First, you pick the position of the dart horizontally to the dartboard. Then you choose the vertical angle you are going to throw the dart, followed by how much power you are putting in throwing the dart. As with the bowling game, this is the right amount of complicated and simplified control scheme, which only makes the game fun to play and nothing negative. Technically, it is slightly easier in the controls, so if you are new to games, you might want to start here and then move to bowling. The sound is more limited than bowling and the animation not at the same level, but they are not bad. What I particularly like is how the dart flies accurately to the portion of the dartboard that is later shown zoomed in. And yes, the animated fireplace and cat are 2 bonus points too. Different player again has different clothing colors for the extra touch. Difficulty wise, it again feels like the right amount. This is a good, fun dart game. Unfortunately, the games from this point on are getting much worse. First, it is air hockey. In the options you get the relevant options, including to change sides, which I wish was there for most football games of the time. The graphics are simple, but well made. There are proper proportions depending on the distance to the screen, and the animation is smooth. The colors are limited, but still look fine. The sound is again limited compared to bowling, but nothing bad. So, what is the problem with the game? The AI is close to unbeatable, even at beginner. I say close and not completely unbeatable, just so that I don't have someone reply with, "I beat it all the time." I'm sure you do, buddy. I'm sure you do. Anyway, yes, the AI is broken. To test it, I even let it play a demo match, and the final result was 1-1. I will add the whole game near the end of this video. If you are going to play this with another human, then go for it. But for single player, this is just not going to work. The controls are not difficult, you just move around the table with the joystick, and when you press and hold the fire button, you increase the speed that you move. A little bit. Still, not worth it for single player. And now we reach the last game of the bundle, Ping Pong. First a good. Lovely simple graphics with 3D look to the rackets and acceptable animation. The sound, while very simple, it is not annoying at any point. Unfortunately, the game is broken. It is perhaps impossible to hit the ball more than once without either missing it completely or hitting the net. I couldn't remember playing this game at all, so when I started playing it again, I thought I sucked at it, which probably do suck at it. But I decided to let the computer play with itself, and it was the same thing. The AI could not hit the ball more than once without failing. Ever. I will place the footage at the end of this video for you to have a look. Closing. If all 4 games were fully playable, this would easily be one of the best game compilations of the time. Unfortunately, with only half the games fully playable, it suffers. If you are into bowling and darts, then go for it. They are good, fun games. If you want air hockey only for multiplayer, go ahead too. But if you want single player air hockey or any mode of ping pong, stay away. Same, but it is what it is. Before I forget it, pressing the F1 key will exit the game. One more thing I forgot to mention. The game has a couple of music tunes. Nothing special, but they are good, short music tunes. They add to the game, and they're good to have. Thank you very much for watching. Have a happy gaming weekend.